Thanks for taking the time for attending this event. So today we will talk about digital signature solution. So in these solutions we will talk about first about the Iteanz technologies. So we are more than 12 years old company working for the SAP technologies. So we have the solutions digital signature solution, vendor portal, automation of the incoming invoices, travel portal, managing all the expense and the travel of the employees. And we do work for the new implementation, SAP implementation, upgradation, migration, S4HANA, and we are the silver partner of the SAP. So this is our service portfolio. So finally, let's move to the digital signature solutions. So this is the basic concept of the digital signature solutions. So this is one of the mechanism where you can sign digitally without taking the printout of your forms or documents, and that is very much secured and legally valid. So all the data flow in the digital signature solution is encrypted and decrypted form. So whatever the form you are going to sign, it's verify the integrity of the data. So what I mean to say integrity of data, the person who is going to sign, his all the details is already with the authorized CA. CA is nothing the certified agency, which has been allowed to issue the digital signature certificate, and that has been allowed by the government of India. So they are the authorized person, authorized entity who will be issuing the certificates, and whenever the person is signing, it's verifying whether this person has valid signature or not. So it will connect to the server of particular CA and check all the data, and then it's sign the documents. So this is how it works. So where you can use the digital signature solutions. So there is no limitations. You can use the digital signature solutions at any documents, but most of the people and most of the company, as per our experience, use for the sales invoice, PO, credit note, debit note, billing documents, delivery, and for HR form 16, appointment letter, relocation letter. So you can use for any document, and in our case, so we are using these solutions in SAP. So it means whatever the documents is being generated from the SAP, you can sign all the documents. There is no limitations on that, and this solution is very much scalable. So let's say today you want to use for the sales invoice, tomorrow you want to use for the PO, then you can do it from your own site. So admin will have all the access, admin can enable it, and you can use it. So without changing any code or without getting us back, you can do from your own site. So this is the four methods that we will be using, that we will be talking about today. So option first. So this is the option first. This is the client side signature using the USB token and dongle. So what is the client side signature? Where whenever you are applying for the digital signature certificate, you will be getting the certificate stored in the USB token, and that USB token will be specifically used for the storing the certificates. You can't store anything apart from the uh, certificates which has been issued by the CA. CA is the certifying agencies. So before signing, while signing the document, you have to insert the USB token in your client machine, either the laptop or the desktop, and then only you can sign it. So that's why we call as a client side signature, or using USB token and dongle. And this will come on the individual person name. So if let's say in a company 10 people are signing, and so 10 different people will have their own USB dongle on their own name. So person A is signing, so he will have his own dongle, and he will obtain the certificate on person A names. So when the person A is signing, the name of the person will be displaying at the signature, and the person and the other person or recipients who is receiving the document, they can verify who has signed, from where they have procured these certificates, what is the validity of the signature. So all details, at what time, on which date the document was signed, so every details can be obtained and verified. So that is the option 1, client side signature. This one, option 2, is the server side signature. So server side signature, it comes as a format of .pfx format. .pfx format is basically the format in which you obtain or you get organization signature. So the difference between option 1 and option 2 is that in option 2 you will be getting certificate on the name of organization, on the name of company, not on any individual person's name. So whenever you are signing these any documents using the option 2, I mean server side signature, so the company name will be affixed at the place of signature. But to track you, we have a mechanism, we have the option where we can print out who has signed the particular document. So we can print out the name of the person, and that name we will be picking from the SAP user ID. If you want to print out the department or location, plant, so that also we can print it out in server side signature, but the main actual signature will be on the name of the company. So that and the benefit is that in server side signature you don't have to use any USB dongle, so the certificate will be stored on the SAP server, and that can be accessed across the company, so anybody can sign it without using any dongle or any other devices. So we'll talk about option 3. So option 3 is the web-based, API-based signature, where we will be using the HSM. HSM is nothing. It's called hardware security module. So hardware security module is a device or a kind of server where we will be storing the digital signature certificate, and in this option we can store individual signature and company signature both. So basically if you just have to store the company signature, then in that case it is not much recommended, because that you can do from the option 2 itself. But if you want to use, or if you want to store individual signature, then if you want to store individual signature but don't want to use the USB dongle, then you have to opt for option 3. But it is much costly due to this HSM device, because you have to pay additional for HSM device, and that device have a partition, and every partition, as for the government guidelines, you have to store one certificate. So that is the option 3. So basic difference between option 2 and option 3 is that in option 3 you can store organizer signature as well as individual signature. So let's move to option 4. Option 4 is non-SAP digital signature solutions. So non-SAP, I mean to say, all these 3 options can be done in the SAP, but this is out of the SAP. It can be used with the SAP also, but in some company, if you are using SAP and some other ERP, then you can use it, where it is the completely standalone and independent solutions, and it is web-based solutions which can be integrated with any ERP, be it SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, PeopleSoft, any ERP you can integrate with, and it has inbuilt TMS, these solutions. So all the functionality, whatever it is available in all the option 1, 2 and 3, same functionality will be available in this, but this is the independent solutions. So these are the important features of the digital signature solution. First one is the document profile and user mapping. So document profile, we mean to say you can configure the document based on the company code, profit center, location, plant, department. So all the documents, like who are the user who should be signing these documents, so all the configuration can be done from the document profile. And the user mapping, so who are the will be basically mapping from the USB dongle to the SAP user ID. So which SAP user ID will be using which dongle to sign the document. So all these kinds of the mapping can be done at the configuration level, and that will have the access of admin. So at any point of time, if you want to change it, update it, modify it, you can do it on your own without changing any code. It is just the configuration so that you have to do. Then configuration with the dynamic signing coordinates. So what we mean to say dynamic signing coordinates. So dynamic signing is nothing but it's a text-based signing. So we have the two kind of the signing process. One is the fixed. One is the fixed one. So let's say this is the document, and I have placed this position to sign. So every time I have to sign, so I have to sign here. So that is the fixed base. So while configuring on the form basis, we can take the x and y coordinates and we can configure it. So every time whenever you are signing, so that will be signed here at the right bottom. But if you want to sign on the particular text base, let's say authorized signatory or for your company name, so every time it will search in the document, and wherever it will find the particular text, above that text or below that text, it will affix a signature. So that we call the dynamic signing. So these two kinds of the signing process we have. It is tightly mapped with the SAP process flow. So whatever the your existing process flow it is there, that will remain same, and it will control all the change and cancellation. So whenever you are changing anything or cancelling, so it will affect. If you are cancelling it, by default the signature will be invalid. We have the auto email. So auto email, it means whenever you are signing a document, automatically it will trigger one email as a PDF attached digitally signed document to the recipients. So you don't have to manually send the email. You just have to sign the document at the click of the button, and it will trigger the email. And you will ask from where we'll be picking the email ID. So we'll be picking the email ID from the vendor master or customer master or employee master. We have the mass approval where you can just click select all the documents, what are the documents has to be signed, and click on the digitally sign. So automatically it will approve all the documents, it will sign it. We have the error monitoring also and the audit log report for you to get the idea. So what are the documents has been signed at what date, what time. So all the details will be covering. And this is the additional feature, that is auto generation of the e-way bill and e-invoicing. So I think you must be already using this. So let's skip this. This is the technical architecture. So that as of now we'll be skipping this. Yeah. So this is the process flow for server side, and same will be for the non-SAP also. But for server side, this is the end user, and this is the approver. So the flow. So from he will end user, he will create and change the sales invoice. It will trigger the email alert to the approver, and if the creator and the checker, I mean end user and the approver, both are the same person, so at the time of creating the document only it can be signed, so that doesn't have to flow in the next step. But if we have somebody is creating the documents and other person is approving and is signing, then it will follow this process flow, and it can be we have shown as a one, but it can be two level or three level of the approval. So it will send the email alert. That person has to go to the particular customized T code that we will be giving, and where that person has to approve it. So approve it, I mean to sign it, and then once it approved, the signature will be affixed, and that will go automatically to send the email. But if the end user who want to take the printout or send it out manually, then he can do it. So this is how it will work it. And here we are using the .pfx certificate. So .pfx certificate is, as you know, we will be using for the company signature. And there is not much difference. The process flow will remain same for the company side and the client side. Only difference is that here you have to plug in this USB token. That's it. So additionally, you have to plug in this USB token to get it signed. So that's all you have to do. And these are some prerequisites for digital signature. So that there is not much prerequisite. Only you need the Java. So latest version of the Java is required. That's all. And this is the sample of signature that I was talking about. So this is the individual signature. In individual signature, this signature has been procured on the name of the Bala Morgan V. So his name is appearing here, and digitally signed by this on which date at what time. So all these details will be appearing here. Here on the left side, this is the organizer signature. The company name will be appearing here. This is the company. This is the actual signature in this box. And here you can see, I think, 1 minute. If you can see here, it is showing digitally signed by this company at this state and from this department, and below that we are printing the name of the person who has signed this document. So Mahalakshmi T is the user, SAP user who has signed. So this is the user who has signed. So if you want to print the department or let's say plant or profit center, we can print it out below that. And if the signature is valid, then this green tick mark like this, it will appear. If the signature is invalid, then the red cross mark will be there. And if it's not verified, you have to verify, then it will show a yellow question mark. And that signature can be used for any document, either A4, portrait, landscape, A3, or any design document that you want to use it, you can use it. So we'll move to the demo. So this So here you can see this is the SAP screens that we are showing here. And this is the configuration that I was talking about. So we'll go to this configuration by entering the customized T code that we will be giving. So we will be giving basically 4 custom T code. One custom T code for the configuration, second custom T code for signing the document, third custom T code that we'll be giving for re-signing or resending the email, and it is kind of the report where all the digitally signed document will be displaying there. And fourth and last custom T code we will be giving for the audit log report. So that will contain all the signatures, what are the signature has been signed by which user at what date, and whether they're successful or changed, or everything that will be capturing there. So here we are talking about the document profile. You can see company code, module, document type, and document descriptions. And here you can see you can see here it's account posting and the e-way bill. So account posting is something where uh, account posting where we are just giving this option. If you are checking this checkbox, it means it will validate, and once it validates that account posting has been done, then only it will affix the signature. Same way it will validate the e-way bill if you are checking this box. So this is the document profile that we were talking about. So that configuration you can do based on the company code module or any other thing. If you want to edit, we can edit here. Now we'll move to the forms and coordinates. And before that, we'll just go by blank one. So here you can enter the company code, here you can enter the module. So this is based on the requirement. It will display all the modules, what are the modules you are using based on your requirement. And this one is the document type. Document type description is just to identify and the internal purpose, and here the account posting and the e-way bill. So that's all you have to configure on the document profile. So let's say for this particular document that we have selected, it is checked on the account posting but not on the e-way bill. So it will validate. Once the account posting is done, then only it will sign the document. So now we'll move to the approver forms and coordinates based. So here we'll be showing the name of the form and object, program name, and here we are talking about the coordinate and text search. So coordinate and text search. Coordinate is if you are entering the coordinate, so as I said, you have to define the fixed position where the signature has to be fixed, and on the particular location and the particular position, so we'll find out the coordinates, xy coordinates, and then coordinates will be entering here in this box, signing coordinates. This option you can see if you are choosing the first option, coordinates. Here if you are choosing the second option, text search, then you have to enter here the text to search. So here you can see we have entered this for this particular company name. So it will find this particular text throughout the document, and wherever it will find the particular text above that or below that based on the requirement, it will affix the signature. Here we have if you want to sign on the first page, last page, all pages, alternate pages. So based on the requirements, we can enable it, and we can give you the option to select on, and all the things is happening on the form level. So let's say for particular department or particular person want to use a different pattern, and other department want to use the different pattern, they can use it. So it's based on the forms. And here we have given the password log. So if you check on the if you click on this checkbox, then this particular document, once the digitally signed, it will go to the recipients as a PDF attachment with the password log. So to open or view the document, that person has to enter the passwords, and that passwords can be anything like the PAN card of the customer or vendor or document number or any other thing. If you want to make it as a password, that you can make it, and by default that will be the password when the document is being sent to the recipients as a PDF attachment over the email. So now next we'll moving for the approver details. So approver details, here we'll be configuring, like if you can see, here's the company code, module, document type, plant, profit center, location, and user. User is the SAP user ID, and it is the cutover date, so valid from, valid to. Here we have the two options, like the skip DS and skip DS we have, and delegated authority. So skip DS is something to enforce the signing process. We will be printing out draft watermark. I mean, we'll be enable the draft watermark if you are taking the printout of any document before digitally sign. So that just to misuse, avoid the misuse of the document. So nobody should take the printout before digitally sign and physically sign. So to avoid that, we have enabled it. That is optional. But if you are opting for that option, then in that case you have to, due to some emergency, if some person has lost the certificate, or somebody has left his certificate, left his USB dongle at home or somewhere, then in that case, and it is the emergency, you have to sign the document, then you can just enable the skip DS option, and that particular document will be the draft watermark will be removed from particular document, and you can take the printout and sign it. So we have the delegated authority here. Delegated authority option we have given. Let's say somebody is going on the long leave for a week or 2 weeks. Then in that case, the document which has to be signed by him, that should not stop. That has to be signed, and for that reason, he or she can delegate his USB token or certificate to someone else on his behalf. That person will be signing, and that will be SAP user ID. So here basically what we'll be doing, we'll be mapping the SAP user ID as a delegated authority, and we'll give the validity. So the person is going for the 1 week, then we'll give the 1 week valid from and valid to. Once the time period expires, then that person, even if that person is having the certificate or signature, they will not be able to use it. So they can't use it even if while they're having. So in that case, business will not stop, and even will avoid the misuses. So for that purpose, we have given this delegated authority, and you will get the report in audit log report. You will get this particular dongle in this particular time period, to whom it has been delegated and who had signed on which behalf, from which client machine as well. So that all the details will be capturing for you. Even we have given the block user option also. So block user option, basically we have given one checkbox where you can block the any user. Any user means any USB dongle or signature. to avoid the misuses. So let's say somebody has left the organization or his certificate has been stolen or lost. Then to avoid the misuses, you can just block it. And once you block it, even if the other person is having the certificate or dongle, they will not be able to use it. Here it's a email broadcasting. Email broadcasting configuration can be done on the company code, module, document type, plant, profit center. And here two options is there: send to customer and send to user flag. Send to customer is used for automatically send to the it will send the email as attachment once they digitally signed to the vendor or customer, and it will pick the email ID from the master's data. Send to user flag, it is applicable for the case where the user and creator and the checker, creator and the approver is a different person. Then the person who has created the document, they should get the notification whether the document has been approved or signed or not. So for that purpose, if you check this box, so that person, creator, will get the notification as an email that this particular document has been signed. This is the template. Here we have the option for the original copy to and CC to whom you want to send it, and it can be multiple email ID separated by the comma. You can configure it, you can add it, and this is apart from what already is there. So what is there from this customer and user, that will be there. Apart from that, if you want to just to let other person know for the record and as a practice, so you can maintain the email ID based on the forms, and it will send the notification as an email. Let's say original copy to this person, this is person, original copy CC to this is person, duplicate copy to, duplicate copy CC, triplicate copy to and CC. So like that you can configure it. So here now we'll be mapping the users. So user mapping is basically where we'll be mapping the SAP user ID, and whenever you are procuring the certificate, you will be getting the one unique dongle key. So this is the dongle key, this is dongle activity and description and the vendor for the internal record, and this is the dongle password. So dongle password will be storing. It was a requirement of their clients, like they don't want to enter the password every time while signing the document, because when you are using the USB token and you are signing, or first time you are inserting in the client machine, laptop or desktop, you have to enter the password, and people don't find it convenient, so they want to store the password on the configuration cockpit as well, where you don't have to enter the password when you are signing. So this is where you can store it, and it's based on the user. Whoever don't want to store the password, they are free to use the password while signing. Those who don't want, they can store it, and that access will not be with the user. So that access will be with the super admin. So they only have the access of the password. And this is the for filtering. We have given these options like which module you want, which company code, financial year, posting date, plant, document number and all. So based on that, it will just give you the document, and it will be the respective document. So as for the configuration, who is supposed to sign the document respective depending on the his authority area, like plant, location, department. So based on his respective documents, the document will be reflecting. So we'll go to the custom T code, that will be giving a custom T code, and when the person who has to approve it, they will just enter the custom T code, and all the pending documents which has to be signed by the respective user who is logging, it will be reflecting here. Here you can see all the details like document number, description, date, posting date, and all the details will be here. Here on the top you can see it, digitally signed preview form, select all. So we are just preview form. So before signing, if the approver want to check whether the everything is fine in the document or not, so they can just click on the preview and check it out. So if he finds everything is fine, he can just go back and click on the digitally sign. So for signing, you can just select all here. You can see select all option you have given. Otherwise, you can just select the particular document and click on the digitally sign. So once you click on digitally sign, if your password is not stored, it will ask you the password. So here it is asking for the password. We have to enter the password and click on the OK. So once we enter the password and click on the OK, on the background, it will start the process of the signing. And once it's signed, it will reflect like document signed successfully. So it will give the checkbox. So this is how the document will be signed. So now we'll go for where all the digitally signed document will be there, and in this case also it will reflect all the respective documents only. So here you can see, uh, here it is showing all the documents which is already digitally signed. On the top you can see we have given the view signed document, print signed document, resend the email. Let's say recipient is saying I have not received the email, you can resend it. If for any other region, if you want to re-sign the document, you can just select the document and click on the re-sign it. If you want to store the document on the client machine, or you want to send the email as attachment, you can click on the document and click on the download document, and it will download on the client machine. Anyhow, as a recommended practice, we recommend that you should use the DMS, document management system, where all the digitally signed document will be stored and you can retrieve it for any point of time in the future. But if you're not using, and for any other purpose, if you want to download it, you can download it. If you want to see the view signed document, you can view the signed document from here. Click on the particular document, and you just have to click on the view signed document. It will show you the document which has been signed, and it will ask you original, duplicate, replicate. So you just have to select anyone based on your purpose. So here you can see green tick mark is there. It means it's a valid signature, and on the top of it will show signature valid. And this is the digitally signed document. So that you can check at any point of time. And one thing, if you are using first time any digital signed document on your Adobe, so it will be a yellow question mark. You have to validate manually. And this is how you have to see the validity or the properties of signature. You have to click it. It will show a signature validity property, I mean. And here you can see who has signed, signature is valid, and in this it will show the details like who is the name of the person. Just a minute, let me go back here. So here it will show signing date and time obtained from this location. So all these details will be there. Once you click on the show signature certificate, then it will show you all the summary details like name of the person to whom the certificate has been obtained, who has issued, like certifying agency that we called, what is the class of signature. It's a class 2, but nowadays all the signature is coming as a class 3. As for the government mandate, you have to use class 3 only now. Who is issuing authority, validity from 2, and this is the intended uses. So that's all the details. You can check it out. On the trust, you can check it, signature, signed document, or data, certified documents, all the details that you can do. And you just have to add to trusted certificate, so next time automatically it will validate. So this is about the signature validation, and now we'll move to the audit log report. So, and one more thing, yeah, that I was talking about the draft, why we have to, just a moment, take me back. Yeah, so if you're taking the printout before starting the document, so this is how the draft watermark will be there. Yeah, so now we'll move to the audit log report, where you can find out the company code, document number, fiscal year, document type, and this is the DMS document number. If you are using the DMS document management system to store the document, so this will be the DMS document number. Terminal, this is the client machine, which client machine the document has been signed, what was the amount, currency, who was the person who had approved the document created on. If anything is changed by, then it will show who has changed, which user has changed, on which date the document has been changed. If any error, so that will show error also. Just let me scroll it. Yeah, so changed by, changed on which date it has been changed. If any error, then it's signing status, it will show S means success. Cancel status also it will show, if anything is cancelled, then it will show cancelled. If anything is skip DS, if you have used the skip DS, that also details will be reflecting here. And if any delegation, you have given the delegation, then it will show here.